Hello and welcome to Efficient Strategy Gaming. Today I'd like to do a follow-up video to the video I just released earlier this week that was on convert from stockpile. And we learned in that video that in order to get this little green button under the production tab of convert from stockpile, you need to have the Death and Dishonor DLC, and then you also need to have something in your stockpile, a tank that you can upgrade from. So in this case we're looking at the Panzer 1, and I created a variant here, Panzer 1A, and I'm able to convert the Panzer 1 into the Panzer 1A. So this is the case as you go up the technology tree until you basically reach the most advanced version of said equipment in a certain production line. So right now we're looking at light tanks, and as you go up the light tank tree, so Panzer II, you can get 2A from a Panzer II, but you're unable to convert a Leopard into a Leopard A. And I think that is because it is the top of the research tree. In other words, if I only had Panzer IIs researched and I did not have the Light Tank 3, the Leopard, researched, I would not be able to convert Panzer II into a Panzer IIA from stockpile, as I proved in my last video. I took a comment from one of my viewers that told me just research all, and that will get you, you'll be able to do your video research faster, and sure enough, here it is. And we proved my question from the first video that yes, the top tier of whatever research tree that you're trying to, whatever vehicle you're trying to produce, it will not allow you to convert from stockpile. So the other question that I was asked was, could I do a video like my last video that was the tank example, converting from stockpile? Could I do that for planes? And so I have examples of how to convert planes from stockpile. So you can see the interwar fighter, I created a variant, and planes are much simpler because they don't have the anti-tank AA and SP artillery variations. They only have carrier variations. So as you can see here, you can convert the interwar fighter. I made a variant. You can convert that from stockpile. But then the very top of the research tree, you're not allowed to convert from stockpile. So this holds true across tank and plane equipment types. I also tried it with jet fighters to see if basically the concept moved beyond like fighters into jet fighters, and it looks like jet fighters are their own class, and you cannot convert from stockpile if you have jet fighter 2s. So I'm not sure if there was an exploit or something, or why, if this is a bug or why this is the case. Please post down in the comments below if you found this to not be true in certain instances. But yeah, it does not look like you can take the top of your research tree in a tank or a plane equipment and converts from stockpile the top of whatever you have researched. The other thing that I'd like to do with airplanes is, why don't we see what happens when we convert carrier fighters from stockpile. So here's a carrier fighter 3. Let's make a variant of the carrier fighter 3. And it doesn't matter how much you convert the variant, how many extra little goodies that you give them. So it does not look like we can convert from stockpile. Sorry, let me change a few of these so that I have enough production. And then let's take like a BF-109 carrier fighter. Create a variant of that. Carrier Fighter A. And I'm just going to delete some of these tank production lines. Get those out of there. And let's produce some planes and see what happens here. So I should not be able to convert the Carrier Fighter 3 from Stockpile, but I should be able to convert the Carrier Fighter 1 from Stockpile. Wow, it looks like you are actually able to convert a Carrier Fighter 3 BV-155. So there's an instance where you are at the top of your technology tree, but you actually are able to convert from Stockpile. So that's interesting. I don't know if that's just bugged. I couldn't think of a reason why you wouldn't be able to convert from Stockpile just because it's the most recent equipment that you've researched. So let's head over here to planes. And it looks like the top carrier fighter. So you can research the carrier variants up here in the corner. I guess because it's a variant, you're able to get that equipment type. Because if I was to make a SP Artillery 3, let's see if that works. If I can ever find it. Okay. Medium SP Artillery, so that's the Hummel. No, that's too far up. Light SP Anti-Air 3. That'll work. And sure enough, you're able to convert a light SP Anti-Air 3 from a Panzer II tank. So that's interesting. So you just can't convert the base models, basically. But the fighter variants and the different tank variants, you are able to convert from Stockpile. And it looks like, let's create some Carrier 2s and see if this doesn't default instead of converting this A variant from a BV-155. Let's see if it defaults to the Carrier 2. Carrier Fighter 2. So let's produce a couple of these and see what happens. Okay, it is not converting the Carrier Fighter 2 from Stockpile at all. But then in terms of the tanks, Light SP Anti-Air 3 is converted from a base model Panzer II. So in terms of the tanks, like if you create a variant such as a Light SP Artillery or Anti-Air, you're done. You can't convert from there. But it appears that the carrier fighters stay within class. So if you started with a BV, it's only going to convert from a BV. That seems to hold true. And then if you're a base model of any type of fighter or tank, then and you're the most recent model, you cannot convert from Stockpile for some reason. So leave in the comments below why you think that might be, and maybe someone knows the answer to that. I don't know. Thanks for joining me, guys. Please leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.